Sometimes people think we just slap a label on something, put it out there, and boom, success. And it doesn't really work that way. You know, we have to go through testing. We have to make sure things work out properly. Is it going to be, you know, is it something people are looking for? You know, there's a lot of different things that we have to look at before we actually launch something. And, you know, even after the time something is launched, we run into problems sometimes, more often than you think. You know, and don't get me wrong, we've had some really great successes. You know, the drip mop, hobo markers, AP solids. You know, a lot of these things are other things that you can find elsewhere, but, you know, we've developed them in our own way to make it, I would say, better for graffitical needs, if you will. But in order to really stand out from the crowd, you know, you either got to compete on price or have something that looks really novel. And, you know, much like buying a bottle of wine, people see a cool label and they're like, hey, I'm gonna try that out, see what's going on there. And that's what this is. You know, it's you know, it's very much like a patent medicine, you know, old school, like, you know, witch doctor, not witch doctor, but basically Western version of a witch doctor. And we worked with a few different suppliers to get to where we need to be. You know, and a big portion of that is the silver particles that are in here, or the, you know, shaved aluminum pieces or whatever. And that's what makes your silver ink shiny, you know, and if you use the right kind, you get a very good reflective quality. And that's what we were getting with this. We were very happy with it, and, you know, we were working with our suppliers, making things happen. We started getting messages from people saying, hey, my mop isn't flowing. And I'm like, no, that's not how Dr. Guts is. It goes right through the nib and it drips like crazy. And again, I'm not trying to like say anything, but I'm just saying 9 times out of 10, it's user error. So my initial thought was like, I don't know about that. We'll see what's going on. But eventually we got a few people saying stuff, and I was like, why don't you send the mop back so I can take a look at it? And sure enough, they were having issues with flow to the nib. You know, sometimes the universe just throws stuff at you and you're not like really quite ready for it, or how could you even prepare for such a thing, you know? And that's what kind of happened to us. So our supplier actually ended up changing our silver particles that they were sending to us. And it was a matter of microns, you know, like 2 or 3 microns, just a little bit too big of a silver particle that it wouldn't pass through the nib. But according to them, in their needs, you know, it was perfectly fine. It's within spec. We ended up just taking the product offline. Anyone who had an issue with their mop, we just sent them a refund or exchange it for something else. And we took care of our people, because that's what we like to do here. But nevertheless, we had multiple gallons of these and actual filled mops that we had ready to go. And we weren't quite sure what to do with them. Me and my infinite genius, I was like, hey, let's bring back the metal tip, because it'll definitely flow through that. And certainly enough, it certainly did. But one thing I forgot, these pre-filled mops that we had ready to go, they had a different ball bearing in them. They had the ball bearing for a dripper, not for a metal tip. So what are we gonna do? Can we fish out all the ball bearings, make a huge mess, and try to start from scratch? Or can we just cut you guys a fat deal and take $4 off? And, you know, if you want to take the ball bearing out, there you go. You got a cheap mop. Probably the cheapest metal tip you'll ever get, and the ink in this is phenomenal for metal tips. So that's kind of where we're at today. It's just like things sometimes just don't work out the way you want them to. And even if the ball bearing isn't quite the right ball bearing, I'm just gonna say rock it, save yourself $4, fish it out like I did, go paint with it. You're gonna have a great time. The silver quality is fantastic, the nib is great, but when these come out officially, the next time we'll have a different ball bearing, and these will be back with an all new, well, all old silver formula. Should be great. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it inspired you and maybe give you some ideas of the trials and tribulations of all the stuff we have to deal with at all times. But that's just the way life goes. You know, it gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and you drink it. It's good stuff. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you had a good time. See you later.